Hello, my dear friends. I'm Dr. Vaishali Bharambe, Professor Anatomy. Today we're going to study Erbdussen's palsy and Klumpke's palsy, both of which are supraclavicular lesions of brachial plexus. Come, let's learn. So I'm going to talk about a few brachial plexus lesions now. When upper part of the brachial plexus is damaged, it results in a condition called Erbdussen's palsy. Mainly C5, C6 roots are affected, and this condition is also called Vater's tip position. When the lower part of the brachial plexus is damaged, the condition is called Klumpke's palsy. C8, T1 roots are damaged, and the patient comes with a hand that looks like a claw hand. Okay, so let's learn about first the Erbdussen's palsy. For that, you have to again remember what is Erb's point. Erb's point is a point where 6 nerves meet here. So let's take a look. C5, C6 roots are 2 nerves forming the upper trunk, giving rise to suprascapular nerve and nerve to subclavius, 4 nerves, and dividing into an anterior-posterior division, 2 more nerves. So Erb's point is a point where 6 nerves are meeting. A point which is most exposed to shearing force and damage to brachial plexus in the neck. It's very commonly damaged. So, here's the damage, okay? For example, if a person is falling and falls on his neck in this manner, the extension that happens causes C5, C6 nerves to get damaged. Injury to the upper roots of brachial plexus due to excessive stretching of the head, fall or blow on the shoulder, or you're trying to pull the baby's head out during a difficult delivery, you apply a forceps which injures the Erb's point. Okay, these are all ways in which your Erb's point is damaged, resulting in a condition called Erbdussen's palsy. Okay, what is damaged? C5, C6 roots are damaged. Okay, so here is the damage. Let's understand the anatomy of the injury and the resultant lesion. Nerves damaged are suprascapular, axillary, musculocutaneous. The muscles paralyzed. Therefore, when the suprascapular is damaged, you lose your supraspinatus and infraspinatus, muscles which are involved in abduction at shoulder joint. You cannot abduct. Therefore, your arm is adducted. Okay? You cannot abduct. So what happens? The adductors have a great time. They tightly adduct the patient's arm. Axillary nerve. Again, deltoid is affected. Inability to abduct the arm is tightly adducted. Musculocutaneous. It supplies the bicep brachii, which is a powerful supinator. If supinator is not acting, the arm will be found in pronated position. If flexor is not acting, arm will be found in extended position. So now, again coracobrachialis is also affected, so is brachialis. So what is the position? So arm is adducted, extended, pronated and slightly flexed. It looks like the person is asking for a tip. So that's why it's sometimes called as policeman's tip image or policeman's tip condition. Limb hangs weakly, medially rotated shoulder, elbow extended and pronated, flexed wrist and fingers. That is the Vater's tip or Erbdussen's paralysis. I hope you enjoyed this. It's a very commonly asked viva question as well as a theory question. Do please study it well. If you have problems, of course, please write it in the comment section. I'll be happy to explain it to you again. Right. Let's come to the next condition when the lower part of your brachial plexus is damaged. When can that happen? I'll tell you when it will happen. This condition, when C8, T1 is damaged, is called Klumpke's paralysis. Okay, so a person is falling down and then in an effort to save himself, he grasps a branch. When he grasps the branch, his C8, T1 get literally pulled, avulsed. And that is when you have a condition where C8, T1 are damaged, resulting in Klumpke's paralysis. It's a traction injury, sometimes a tumor in the apical region of the lung, pressure of a cervical rib, all will result in Klumpke's paralysis. Right. Sometimes even when the baby is not getting delivered, you can tug on the baby's arm. Okay, when the arm has come out, the baby is stuck inside, you're pulling the arm, you can damage the C8T1. Okay. So, resulting C8 and T1 injury can be any of these places. So what will happen? Patient will come with a hand that looks somewhat like a claw. Nerves damaged are ulnar nerve and median nerve. So because ulnar nerve there will be paralysis of intrinsic muscles of the hand. See, ulnar supplies the hand. Anesthesia along the medial side of the forearm and hand and little finger. That's ulnar nerve lesion. Flexors of the wrist and digits are affected. Median nerve. Unopposed action of the extensors of the forearm and hand, so the hand is nicely extended. That's a median nerve damage. Okay, so that was Klumpke's paralysis, resulting in something that looks like a claw hand, but there is both ulnar and median nerve damage. Students, if you're enjoying my lectures, then do please like, share and subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon. Students, do visit my website vbanatomy.com, where you will get more of such detailed lectures, a lot of MCQs and other interesting material. So that's it for today. See you across the screen in some other video. Bye.